白ふりしてるとたまに人の心がわからなくなってそこまります。何でも言わなきゃ事前の勝利法なんでも通じ合えないの知ってる。でもあの子は心言葉が同じ頭の棚ない進めに進化法で現在を完璧に過ごせる方法嘘本当どっちも合わせて疲れちゃったけどでもね人生化粧になるまでは諦めないもんミスだってなんだって大丈夫はずよ全部やめちゃうからたまに傷ついてさ落ち込んで泣いてもきっとずっともっとあの子の言葉は嘘じゃない本当を話してくれていたきっと言葉は心より飛ばせば続いてぶち上げて今にも夢中になる夢恋どっちも選ぶ私は S だが目指せ完全勝利で打ち上げる輝く未来ミスでも何でも大丈夫だって張り切ってもう一回ワンツースリーでぶち上げてずっともっと夢中になる夢恋どっちも叶えて完璧な今を目指す完全勝利で打ち上げて輝く現在いつでもどこでも大丈夫だって全部読めちゃうからあの子の隣で
Hello, hello. Alright. Welcome everyone who just joined on the stream today. It is 14 UTC and we have yet another match in the third impact. My name is Poppy and today we're gonna see our seat 11 team up against the seat 64 team. We're going to half against I don't know Vietnamese, but I'll try my best. Vua Người Tày, whatever, I don't know. Alright, so the Vietnam team, or blue team, I'll call them blue team from now on. Blue team has been doing quite crazy as a seat 64, winning their match in round of 32 losers bracket, I believe. And now they're gonna come up into round of 16. I don't know if they won because of a win by default, but nonetheless, they're here up against the seat 11 player. Fortunately, a girl and a half did not do too well in the previous round. They got knocked down to the losers bracket right now, and it seems like their bans have already been like decided, with red team banning Hybrid 2 and blue team banning Hybrid 3 respectively. Yeah, because the stream is a bit delayed on. Yeah, and yeah, we're already actually just starting our first pick already. This is, I believe, Hybrid 1. This is a very interesting sequence of moves, from banning both hybrids to picking the last hybrid remaining, which is interesting, I suppose. But here it is, the first map here. This is going to be Vua, Susano, Habakiri. This is more of a generic hybrid pick, I suppose, and at 240 BPM the patterns are pretty fast, and already we see red team Flowerful having a little bit of an accuracy lead here, Wolfesh falling just a little bit behind in 9.4. This map is not too long as well, it's just under 2 minutes, which is kind of gonna be determined by 1 or 2 mistakes, and with the accuracy lead kind of substantial already, Wolfesh is gonna hope for a miss from Flowerful to have something to go. This is blue team's pick as well, so already not the best start for blue team in that sense, because Flowerful is known for having quite an extreme accuracy. I mean, Wolfish is also not too bad at all. Their accuracy has also been pretty consistent overall in this matchup, in this tournament at least. 9.4 holding though, not getting too much accuracy while Flowerful is just staying at the 9.8 range. That's already like 75% of the way done, and 10,000 score lead is what it has right now. These like jump stream patterns can be quite tricky. It's not too tricky actually, it's like very simple streams, but then because of how fast it is, and look at these like split shows as well, both players are holding pretty well, but the difference is Flowerful having that 0.4 accuracy lead at 9.84 is gonna give them the first breakpoint already. Yeah, Wolfish not having the best ratio up against Flowerful here. Well, I mean, 248 perfects from Flowerful is quite insane with only 1 grade. Wolfish, I believe, getting 15 grades there. Not gonna be enough to match. But yeah, that's it for the first pick. We are gonna see the second pick from, I believe, red team. Let's take a look. Here's LN2. LN2 is more interesting. It's the density pick. So it seems like both teams are opting for LN's hybrids, it seems. Hybrid 1 is like... Hybrid 1 was density, but without too much LNs. It's like... Density is like full LN version of Hybrid 1 in some sense. But of course, Hybrid 1 is faster, and LN2 is like slightly slower. It's at 208 BPM. This is gonna be a... So just both teams is gonna be playing the LNs, I suppose. Let's take a look though. Here we go. Yeah, see Flowerful and Wolfish here once again. I don't know if they have they're a 2-player team or just one, but LN is gonna be a more interesting one, I suppose, because it's gonna test a lot of releasing factor. Even for density, it's not as amplified as like say LN1, but you know, it's LN's releasing is always a big factor here. And Flowerful starting off with a wonderful start with 9.9. Wolfish is not falling behind either with 9.7, but we're gonna have to see how these two players perform in the middle of this map, because the real difficulty ramps up in the middle, I believe. The more continuous LN streams, when they do come, it's gonna be a big test of consistent holding LNs, and here we go. 9.88 Flowerful holding right now, having just a tiny bit of accuracy or score lead up against Wolfish here. 9.6 is from Wolfish. 2,000 score lead. This is not too significant right now, but the accuracy lead is there. You can clearly tell Flowerful just having in general higher accuracy in these L1 hybrid department side. And we're gonna go halfway. 2K combo. It seems like Flowerful just has that higher ac ground, but density picks like this, it's gonna be pretty tough to deal with when you don't have that accuracy game, because for density picks it's much harder to really accidentally drop a miss. At least that's from what I experience. So I think Wolfish at this point is really trying to hope for misses from Flowerful for anything to really happen. But in density picks like this, it's pretty rare, especially when both players are just being this consistent. I mean, this ending part is pretty continuous as well. 208 BPM density, but there's no fear for both of these players. Both holding insane accuracies and FCs, but In the end, Flowerful getting, oh my god, and then 5k. What are we doing? Four grades with, I believe, 1 to 13 maybe? Couldn't calculate it fast enough. But it was enough to fight against Wolfesh with around 10 grades, if I remember. But yeah. 2-0, off to a great start for red team, but that's the opposite for the blue team. I think blue team might have to opt for Rice if they can't hope for too much on the LN side. But this is our more consistent jump stream pick. It's a relatively simple pick. It's just like Hybrid 1 and LN2. Rice 2, LN2, and Hybrid 1 are all like or like around streams. It's all about streams and hitting jump streams or this kind of stuff. It's just the difference is one is Rice, one is LN, one is half Rice, half LN, I guess. So all the first 3 picks is all gonna be the jump stream related picks, basically. So it is Rice though, so something might switch up if Wolfesh Rice accuracy can actually stay on pretty well. Then maybe they can try to put up a fight, but let's see. Is that sudden death? I don't think no. There's no way. Is that sudden death mod? Oh, it's no fail, never mind. Dude, I need to read the skins. Anyways. Yeah, this is our jump stream pick. You can see there's an L1 start. But we're gonna move on to jump stream in like right now, I believe. And there we go. Yeah, this map is pretty long as well at 3 minutes. It's kind of what you expect on jump stream though. But we're already seeing some accuracy drops from Wolfesh back to 9.7. That's not the best sign that you can see. In jump stream picks like this, you really want to hold as perfect of an accuracy as possible, especially when you're up against C11. But at 253 BPM, it is understandable. The speed is really fast. Without LNs, the compensation is the fact. I can't speak. The compensation is the fact that the speed is really high compared to Hybrid 1 and LN2 at 253 BPM. Like the kind of speed that you need to hit all these notes accurately is, it's just not everyone has that, but Flowerful here is doing absolute wonders right now. 9.94 on the board with only 2,000 score lead because Wolfesh is trying to gain their accuracy back to the 9.74 range. They did drop below that 0.7 range earlier, but they're trying to hold it back, but it drops a little bit more, 300s. In jump stream picks like this, you just really needs to have as perfect of an accuracy as possible, and Flowerful is showing what they have right now, what it means to be holding perfect accuracy. You're halfway and score lead is at 4,000. In jump stream picks like this, 4,000 can actually matter quite a bit unless we see a miss. Wolfesh is dropping a little bit accuracy now, below 9.7. This map is again very long, so the stamina aspect also kicks in if you're not comfortable at it. 9.6, both players while holding the FC, but there's just not much going on right now other than the fact that Flowerful is staying at 9.9, Wolfesh is staying at 9.6 now. It's like this trend of Flowerful having generally higher accuracy in his first 3 maps, which is a little bit unfortunate on the side of blue team because, well, this is still technically early game round of 16, even though the maps, at least in my opinion, are getting really difficult now. But Flowerful really showing what it means to be good at jump stream here. 9.93 right now, still. Yeah. Approaching to the end of this map, but we see a miss from Flowerful. This is what I mean. If accuracy is not there, if they can catch a miss from Flowerful, it can match, but because of Flowerful's insane accuracy, it did not matter. And that miss was at the final section of the map as well. It was not going to be enough. But that was probably a very good score choke from Flowerful. Wolfesh also holding the FC. It's very good work, but it's not going to be enough, unfortunately. 993k against an 8-6, I believe? 9 something. Not the best start you want to see for the side of blue team here. Red team is just showing that accuracy game right now. Even with a miss, they managed to pull off a around 10,000 score lead. I mean, given that miss was at the very end, so that score lead didn't shrink too much, but still. Well, now though, all the jump stream related picks are gone. So we are kind of left with the more... Well, it's not all of them are technical. There's Rice 1 and Rice 5, which both are more relatively straightforward. But here's LN1. LN1 is very logical. I think from what we saw in the previous maps, Flowerful definitely has a probably more significant accuracy lead on LNs. Actually, it's similar, but LN1 is a more of a weird pick though. Because LN1 includes a lot of weird, tight LN gaps, which is a little bit unusual for a regular LN1 pick, but it's, those tight LN gaps do make up for the fact that it's very release heavy. It's all about LN coordination here. This map is really gonna test a lot of, releasing skill, I guess. It's quite a big test of LN release out of a lot of LN1s in general. I feel like these kind of height 1.8 or even 1.12, I'm not sure, LN gaps, they often appear more on late game stuff, but it can also appear in early game like this, which makes the map quite interesting to see because the tight LN gaps are so niche to some point because it's really not the trend that you would see right now in regular tournaments, but it's nice to see this type of patterns to come back in. I like these patterns, just saying. But here we go, these LN wall things with different type of LN gaps is gonna be the main dish, I guess. And I think generally we would see lower accuracy scores across not just these two players, but probably everyone. And yeah, Wolfesh is really struggling on these dense inverses, 9.1 already. It's a very logical pick. Flowerful is really consistent at these LNs, but even then, Flowerful has a generally lower accuracy compared to the first 3 maps at 9.6. But that's what I mean, these talent gaps are more niche and not a lot of players would get as high of a score as the other more conventional type of maps. But it's always interesting to see, let's just put it that way. 9.6 from Flowerful still. I think 9.6 is already pretty insane for a map like this. Wolfesh is falling a little bit behind a 9.3 now, with losing about 5,000 score right now. Flowerful is holding well, 9.6. Wolfesh is trying to gain their accuracy back to 9.3 range. They were in 9.1, but now once they're more comfortable in this map, they're going to try to gain accuracy. But is it enough to match against Flowerful? I don't think there's enough time unless we see a miss. Because Flowerful is actually gaining accuracy in this section here, back to almost 9.7 range. While Wolfesh is trying to get back up as well, 9.4 almost. Gets there, but Flowerful is just getting away with that 8,000, 9,000 score lead right now. Almost getting 9.7 as well. Like, look at this. I would say this 980k is actually pretty good for a map like this. It's kind of unlucky that Flowerful is just crazy at these type of elements. 9k is actually insane. But, you know, what can you do? And you have to give credit to both players here. But that is going to be a 4.4 grow and a half. Six maps left, yes. And it's going to be blue team to pick once again. Honestly, I'm not sure. Because Flowerful is just better in terms of accuracy. But we did see a miss from Flowerful. But Ellen Free is going to be interesting. Going for that is more of a interesting pick because this map is completely different than Ellen 1 and Ellen 2 as well. This one's more like stop and go motion type of thing. This song is like the ASMR kind of stop and go motion song of drums and kind of stuff that just appears. You'll see what I mean. You can already kind of hear the song. This is gonna be an interesting pick because the trend is Flowerful has just been quite dominant on LNs, but yet Wolfesh is gonna try to opt for L1 free here, which is, I would say, a more risky pick. I was gonna say they might pick shorter or more miss-bait rice maps to try to find a miss from Flowerful, but guess they are opting for Ellen Free, which I think Ellen Free also kind of baits misses. Actually, yeah, Flowerful actually already dropping a lot of accuracy in this early section. Eat my own words here, but they're gonna already gain back actually back to 9.6, so it's just a minor slip up. Wolfesh is trying to hold on with 9.5 around that, but drops a little bit of accuracy there with some 200s. Flowerful is immediately gonna get back to 9.7 range already. There was a little bit of glimpse of hope from Wolfesh, but now the accuracy lead is back to Flowerful. These mini jacks are so scary, and here we go. These like little bursts and shields that just appear in the middle of these LN bursts are gonna be the main dish of this map. Here we go. If there's any miss happening, it's gonna be here, but both players are trying to hold their accuracies and combo, which is insane to me. Flowerful staying at the 9.7 range, Wolfesh staying at the 9.5 range. It's again the accuracy difference that's giving Flowerful that tiny 4,000 score lead, but these bursts can be very choke bait. Flowerful and Wolfesh both holding the FC so far after more than halfway. 2,000 combo has entered and Wolfesh are just holding. But more shields are still yet to come though, so I wouldn't say it's completely over for Wolfesh yet. It's definitely off striking distance. We do see a miss from one of these shields, which is very possible. I cannot emphasize that anymore. These mini jacks are very scary, to say the least. I just feel a lot of times in general when you're playing in tournaments and that like nervous factor comes in, these like little mini jacks, even that free note long jack can be really scary. Once you're too like doubting yourself and playing it, that one step up can lead to quite a big drop as well. But these dense LM patterns are nothing to these two players holding both FCs at the same time. It's just the accuracy that's making a difference here. And wow, there's gonna be one more note here. Boom. Yeah, but just insane work. This map's hard to ratio, so it's fair enough that both players doesn't get that like crazy 10-to-1 stuff. 388 is insane though. Almost half of, I think it's literally half of Wolfesh perfect count with 760. It's 5-0. It's a really rough position for the team here. They would have to win 5 maps in a row to force tiebreaker, which is probably unlikely to happen. They're in a really uphill situation right now. Rice 4 picked by a red team, which is interesting. We haven't seen a really tech pick here. I mean, the techiest we've seen is LN3, I guess, and maybe LN1 if you count it. But like a real true Rice bursty weird tech is here, Rice 4. Rice 4 has a lot of weird bursty patterns. It's like that the beginning of this map is already insane with an insanely long jack, and then in the middle of the map it's just gonna be constant dense Rice bursts here and there, which I feel like if you're not careful, it can end up with like 50 million misses. So be careful, I suppose. Let's take a look though. These two players have been showing quite consistent scores overall. But look at this long jack. If you're hitting slightly earlier, that's like a string of perfects or even greats. And Flowerful actually nailing it this last show. And here we go. The map actually starts now. We're gonna immediately see accuracy drops from both players actually, but more significant on Wolfesh, with dropping all the way back to 9.3. These patterns are no joke, dude. These bursts are so sudden, and like these little trills and stuff are just your average high 19 stuff, I guess. But these bursts are very, very dense. But, like look at these rolls and such. They do give a very scary vibe for both of these players. But Flowerful, what are you doing? A lot of those bursts and rolls, and yet he is holding 9.92 right now. Wolfesh, after dropping that accuracy in the early section, does get back to 9.6, but I'm just in awe seeing how Flowerful is holding that accuracy right now. Just a Rice demon in this situation here. Wolfesh is trying to catch up with 9.6, but 4,000 score lead is what Flowerful has right now. This is match point. Wolfesh has to win this to even be alive, because keep in mind this match is in the losers bracket, I believe. And wow, I mean, this is just insane work. Like, look at that long jack as well. These patterns are really weird, and it's very easy to just slip up and miss a bunch of times. The map's almost gonna end. Actually, no, there's still a little bit left. 2,000 combo almost, dense hand streams, and like, yeah, this map has a lot of like transitioning between Gracie dumb bursts and then hand streams as well. Both players are nailing it, but our eyes are probably on Flowerful's 9.9 right now. This is quite insane. I don't even know how they got into this bracket with this type of accuracy. I guess in round 32 something must have happened. But Wolfesh is actually doing so well as well. 9.61 is still very good. You have to give credit to that. Like, it's just how are you supposed to get 997k in picks like this? That's the main question. Like a 10,000 score difference when the lower player has literally 97k on Rice 4, which I think is really good already. I think Wolfesh is doing really well already. They did not miss a single time, and unfortunately the accuracy game was not there against a girl and a half. Flowerful is showing what it means to be good at accuracy. Like, I don't think they dropped below 9.7 once except for LN1, which that map is like more I would say unconventional, which is fair enough. They almost got it too. They got like 9.69. So yeah, they're gonna take the win 6-0. Fortunately, it's gonna end up sweep, and I believe blue team or that I just cannot pronounce Vietnamese, man. But the blue team is gonna be unfortunately eliminated. I think for a seed 64, getting to round of 16 is pretty commendable already. So GG's. Best of luck to both teams, I guess. Best of luck to Wolfesh and their teammate if they have one, or future tournaments, and best of luck to Flowerful and Abro as well in the losers bracket. I still don't know how they're in the losers bracket with this insane amount of scores, but maybe it happens. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this stream, guys. A bit of a shorter stream, less than 30 minutes, I believe, because, well, they don't have warm-ups, but yeah. See you there. See you somewhere, maybe. Bye-bye.